Are you ready to embark on a journey into the shadows where the echoes of the past linger and the spirits of the forgotten still roam? Brace yourself for the spine tingling tales that will send shivers down your spine and leave you questioning what lies beyond the veil of reality. Step into the darkness with me as we explore the twisted secrets. Get ready for stories that will grip you from the very first word and never let go. Welcome to a world where fear reigns supreme and the unknown beckons. Welcome to my haunting tales. Join Miss Erie on a hair-raising journey through the shadows, where the spirits of the forgotten whisper their secrets and the darkness holds untold mysteries. From abandoned asylums to haunted houses, Miss Erie delves into the macabre and the supernatural, bringing you tales that will chill you to the bone. Subscribe now to Miss Erie for a dose of thrills, chills, and everything eerie. Dare to explore the darkness with us, if you're brave enough. Welcome to the world of Miss Erie. I always had a feeling that there was something a little off about my house, but I never paid much attention to it. Whether my dog and I were busy or just being lazy and napping, we always seemed to brush off any strange occurrences. But one evening, as I heard a knock at my bedroom door, I couldn't ignore it any longer. I called out, expecting one of my kids to respond, but there was a silence. When I opened the door and found no one there, a chill ran down my spine. Fast forward to the next morning, as my husband and I rushed to leave for work, we both heard the knocking again. This time, there was no denying that something unusual was happening. I couldn't shake the feeling of unease as I approached the door, my dog looking on curiously. As I opened the door, a rush of cold air and a faint whisper sent shivers down my spine. But to my horror, there was nothing there. No cat, no explanation for the mysterious knocking. I felt a sense of dread wash over me as I realized that something sinister may be lurking in my home. The knocking continued, growing louder and more persistent with each passing day. Shadows seemed to dance in the corners of my vision, and an eerie chill filled the air even on the warmest of days. My dog began growling at unseen entities, her fur bristling with fear. I tried to brush off the fear, telling myself it was just my imagination running wild. But deep down, I knew something was not right. I began to research the history of the house, uncovering dark secrets and tales of tragedy that sent shivers down my spine. One night, as I lay in bed, the knocking returned with a vengeance. The door rattled on its hinges, as if something was trying to force its way inside. I mustered up the courage to open the door, but what I saw on the other side chilled me to the core. Standing in the darkness was a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. The figure beckoned to me, its voice a whisper that echoed in my mind. Terrified, I fled the room, my dog at my heels. I knew that my house was not just haunted, it was cursed. And as I huddled in the safety of my living room, the knocking at the door continued, a relentless reminder of the darkness that lurked. Night terrors are a terrifying phenomenon that can have a profound impact on those who experience them. Unlike nightmares, which occur during REM sleep and are often easily forgotten upon waking, night terrors occur during non-REM sleep, typically within the first few hours of falling asleep. This can make them more intense and difficult to shake off. During a night terror, the person may appear to be awake, but is actually still in a deep state of sleep. They may scream, thrash around, or exhibit other signs of extreme fear or distress. Those who witness someone experiencing a night terror often describe them as looking wide-eyed, panicked, and completely out of touch with reality. One of the most unsettling aspects of night terrors is that the person experiencing them may have no recollection of the event upon waking. This can leave them feeling confused, anxious, and shaken, not knowing what caused their sudden terror or how to prevent it from happening again. In addition to the immediate fear and confusion that night terrors can cause, they can also have lasting effects on a person's mental and emotional well-being. Chronic night terrors can lead to sleep disturbances, anxiety, and even depression as the individual struggles to cope with the intense emotions and sensation that come with these episodes. For those who suffer from night terrors, seeking professional help from a therapist or sleep specialist may be necessary to address the underlying causes and find ways to manage and reduce the frequency of these terrifying experiences. With proper treatment and support, it is possible to find relief from the grip of night terrors and reclaim a sense of peace and safety during sleep. I awaken suddenly, my heart pounding in my chest, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps. I am engulfed in darkness, my surroundings unfamiliar and terrifying. I try to make sense of where I am, but my mind is clouded with fear and confusion. I feel a presence looming over me, a shadowy figure that sends shivers down my spine. I try to scream, but no sound comes out. I am paralyzed, unable to move or escape the grip of terror that has taken hold of me. Images flash before my eyes, twisted and distorted, like a nightmare come to life. I am trapped in a nightmare, unable to wake up or break free from its suffocating embrace. I thrash and kick, desperate to break free from the grip of fear that holds me captive. I feel as though I am being dragged into the depths of darkness, consumed by the unknown horrors that lurk within. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the terror subsides. I am left trembling, my body drenched in sweat, my mind reeling from the intensity of the experience. I am alone once more, the shadows receding into the corners of the room. But the memory of the night terror lingers, haunting me like a ghost. I know that this will not be the last time I am visited by the darkness that lurks within me, waiting to strike when I am most vulnerable. And so, I lay there, wide-eyed in the darkness, dreading the moment when sleep will once again claim me, and I will be at the mercy of the night terrors that lurk within my own mind. I was driving alone, the road stretching out before me like an endless ribbon of asphalt. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm golden glow over the landscape. I had been on this road many times before, but something felt different this time. A sense of unease crept over me as I realized I had taken a wrong turn and was now venturing into unfamiliar territory. As I navigated the winding roads, the trees closing in around me like a shroud of darkness, a sense of foreboding settled in the pit of my stomach. Suddenly, I noticed a truck behind me, its headlights glaring in my rearview mirror. At first, I thought nothing of it, assuming it was just another traveler on the road. But as the truck drew closer, I began to feel a sense of unease. It seemed to be playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse with me, speeding up right to my bumper and then backing off, only to repeat the menacing pattern again and again. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to focus on the road ahead, my hands gripping the steering wheel with white-knuckled intensity. The truck's erratic behavior filled me with a sense of dread. What did they want from me? Were they following me with malicious intent? Or was it all just a cruel game to them? My mind raced with fear and uncertainty, my thoughts consumed by the looming threat behind me. As the darkness deepened and the road stretched out before me like an endless maze, I knew I had to find a way out of this dangerous game. I pushed down on the gas pedal, determined to put distance between myself and that truck that seemed intent on tormenting me. But the road ahead was treacherous, the shadows closing in around me like a sinister embrace. I was alone, lost in the backwoods with a malevolent force on my tail. Fear gnawed at my insides as I struggled to find my way out of this nightmare. What would happen next? I didn't know, but one thing was certain. I had to find a way to escape the clutches of the unknown danger that lurked in the shadows behind me. I pushed my foot down harder on the gas pedal, my heart racing with adrenaline as I tried to outrun the truck that seemed to be toying with me. The road twisted and turned, the trees looming ominously on either side, casting eerie shadows in the fading light of dusk. I could hear the roar of the truck's engine behind me, the sound growing louder and more menacing with each passing moment. It felt like a nightmare come to life, a terrifying game of survival in the unforgiving wilderness. My hands trembled on the steering wheel as I tried to maintain control of my car, my mind racing with fear and uncertainty. What did they want from me? Why were they tormenting me in this desolate place, far from help or safety? As the truck closed in on me, I could see the glint of headlights in my rearview mirror, the driver's face obscured by the darkness. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized that I was completely at their mercy, a helpless prey in their twisted game of cat and mouse. I made a split-second decision, my instincts screaming at me to take a risky move to escape the clutches of the truck behind me. With a surge of adrenaline, I swerved off the main road and onto a narrow dirt path, hoping to lose my pursuer in the maze of trees and bush. The truck followed close behind, its headlights cutting through the darkness like a beacon of terror. I could hear the crunch of tires on gravel as they closed in on me, the sound echoing through the silent woods like a death knell. But just as I thought all hope was lost, I saw a glimmer of light in the distance, the flickering glow of a small cabin nestled among the trees. With renewed determination, I pushed my car to its limits, racing towards the safety of shelter and sanctuary. As I reached the cabin, the truck finally fell back, disappearing into the shadows from whence it came. I pulled up to the cabin, my hands shaking as I turned off the engine and stepped out into the cool night air. I had narrowly escaped the clutches of danger, but the memory of that harrowing night would linger with me for years to come. I knew that I had come face to face with true terror in the backwoods, and I would never forget the feeling of being hunted by an unseen predator in the darkness.